By the end of this video, you'll be looking like a dueling master with these advanced tips on lightsaber combat. My first tip is pretty simple. Assuming that we know how to parry, did you know that you can get a second consecutive hit off, but at the risk of taking damage yourself? This is really useful if you want to get some extra damage off, but I would advise only using this if you haven't lost any HP yourself. My next tip is pretty broad, but you have to learn your opponent. I'll break this down into different subcategories. Firstly, you have to learn how your opponent likes to use their dodges. Are they using them sparingly, or are they using them in an aggressive manner? Especially after this new resurgence, I see a lot of players try to dodge behind me and try and get a swing off. I can recognize this and swing my camera while holding block and easily parry them. Keep in mind that your opponent can pick up on this too. If they dodge behind you too many times and get parried off of swinging, the next time they do it, they'll try and break up your timing and wait an extra half second in order for you to swing, and they'll parry you instead. So just pick up on these little things whenever you can. Next is that you have to learn how your opponent likes to use their abilities. They can either be really aggressive or they can be really passive with their abilities and bait you into attacking them. Those are the kinds of players that make Hero Showdown really difficult. But don't worry, they're still beatable. In this example right here, this Anakin likes to use his abilities to try and catch me off guard and get an easy ragdoll. So after picking up on this, I wait for the next time he uses his heroic might, and since I'm Vader, I can get an easy choke off. The next important mechanic that you want to use is to learn how to lunge. Now this mechanic might seem a little confusing to newer players, but I'll try and make it as simple as I can. This game uses a queue system. Now what it means is that it lines up animations based on what you input. So say if you jump in the air, you can swing in the air, but on the way down, you can't. So if you press swing on your way down from a jump, it will cue the swing animation for once you land. With this mechanic in mind, you can use this queue system on heroes with a push ability. For example, Luke and Obi-Wan. Each hero has an animation to where they lunge if they're looking at an enemy and if they're in a certain distance of an enemy. You're probably wondering how this all fits in with one another, but here I'll show you. In this example, while I'm playing as Obi-Wan, I've seen that this Kylo is willing to use his frenzy ability even though that I'm blocking. With this in mind, I just wait for the next time that he uses it so I can get ready to force push him. Using the game's queue system, I push the Kylo, and in the middle of the animation, I press swing. This allows me to close the gap on Kylo once he's been force pushed because when I put the swing input in, I was in range of him. I can close the gap even further by inputting another swing. This mechanic takes a little while to learn, but once you master it, it makes characters like Obi-Wan and Luke a little bit more entertaining to play. Probably one of the most important tips I could give is that you have to combo your abilities. You can parry all day, you can lunge as much as you can, but comboing your abilities is a great way to get massive damage off. One of my favorite combos is pairing Vader's choke with his swing. If you choke someone when they're close to you, you can start swinging at them and they won't be able to break out of the animation. It's a really cheesy and cheap way to get some damage off, but it's worth it. And lastly, sort of an obvious one, but pairing Dooku's middle and his right ability for mega amounts of damage. Honestly, all of his abilities can be comboed really well with his stun, but that's why Dooku is probably considered one of the best duelists in the game, is just his pure damage output. My final tip for the video is that you just gotta put the time in. All these other tips will definitely help you out in the long run, but you just have to get comfortable with the game and its lightsaber dueling. Over time, you'll get better, but you just gotta stay consistent. Don't get discouraged because there are a lot of nerds in Hero Showdown in Heroes vs. Villains. However, if you're looking for some extra tips, go ahead and click this video right here and make sure to like and subscribe.